It was in the year 1569 when a Spanish exploring party discovered the territory of what would later become the province of Camarines Sur. Led by Captains Luis Enriquez de Guzman, Martin de Goite, and Andres de Ibarra. The party entered the lake village of Bato and proceeded until Nabua. Upon reaching the banks of the river villages, the Spaniards were greeted by strange but awesome sights which natives called camaligs. These bamboo nipa sheds were referred to in Spanish plural form as the Camaronchones or simply Camarines. Since then, the territory was designated in the Spanish documents as Tierra de Camarines or simply Camarines. The Spaniards' first attempt to colonize and settle in the villages of the Camarines was in 1573. The conquering expedition, commanded by Juan de Salcedo, who led 120 soldiers, sailed across this Lake Bato and entered the Kiba River. Upon reaching this area, Salcedo and his men finally landed in a place called Linao, one of the barrios of the town of Libon, where they settled and there established a garrison called Villa Santiago de Libon. This villa, which became the first town founded in the Camarines province, is now the present town of Libon in the province of Albay. 2 years later, in 1576, the Camarines province was again under the siege by another batch of conquerors, this time led by Captain Pedro de Chavez, Alfres Cristobal de Saldana, and Francisco Saavedra. Because of the natives' stubborn resistance, they failed to completely conquer the other villages.
The history of the church in the Bicol had its early beginnings in 1567, when the first expedition sent by Miguel Lopez de Legazpi briefly set foot in Masbate. But it was only 1569 when the Spanish seat of command was based in Panay that the conquistadores explored Masbate, Ticao, and Gurias. Heading the group was Capitan Luis Enriquez de Guzman, later reinforced by the occupational force of Capitan Andres de Ibarra. Together with Augustinian missionary Alonso Jimenez, the party proceeded to Ibalon and reached as far as Camalig, which together with these neighboring villages later came to be known as Tierra de Camarines. Then they pushed inward toward the settlement of Caliligno, under Dato Dumugma around the Lake Bato, at the mouth of the meandering Bicol River. Bato's gift of nature that affords her a beautiful landmark is the Bato Lake. The word Bato was derived from the native word Bato, which was believed to be referring to a huge rock which punctuates the topography of prehistoric settlement. The municipality is known for best called Pancit. According to the book on Philippine history by Gregorio F. Sade, which tells the research of Group Danilo Garona from the Spanish archives, the first Spaniards from South Albay came in 1569 at a settlement called Caliligno, ruled by Chieftain Dumugma. Caliligno Bato was village way back in 1660 until 1713 under an absolute and fearsome ruler. In the 1745, Bato was proclaimed as Visita de Nabua under Capitan del Pueblo, as population and economic posture of the local increasing considerably. Bato altered her position to a pueblo or town pursuant to the decree of Spanish superior government on February 15, 1753 AD, proclaiming her politically independent from the town of Nabua Ambos Camarines Sur, now Camarines Sur. Pancit Bato is a Bicolano noodle dish prepared similarly to Pancit Canton, but the main ingredients are fresh shrimp and pichay.